You're watching the Central Post. This is Samiksha Ajay. The G20 summit is officially underway in Johannesburg, South Africa. And within seconds of that iconic family photo hitting the internet, Indians couldn't care less about communiques or inflation graphs. They were very busy zooming in on faces. Because honestly, the biggest geopolitical question today online was who stood where and who smiled at whom. Let's start with the real headlines of day one. For the first time ever, South Africa is hosting the G20. Johannesburg, President Cyril Ramaphosa kicks things off with three power words: solidarity, equality, and sustainability. Sounds familiar? It should. India went with One Earth, One Family, One Future, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam in 2023. Brazil gave its Global South spotlight last year, and now, welcome to Season 3. New venue, same vibe, a united world, hopefully on the same page. Leaders from India, France, Brazil, UK, Italy, Japan, Turkey, Australia, all present. Plus, the African Union is no longer a guest. It's permanently at the big table. But the roll call also had some loud absentees. The United States had skipped the summit at the presidential level. China's Xi Jinping has sent Premier Li Qiang in his place. Russia's Vladimir Putin remains off limits because of the ICC warrant. Argentina's President Javier Milei stayed away, and a couple of others have opted for former ministers instead of heads of government. For a club that sells itself on all the big players in one room, that's a fairly dramatic set of empty chairs. And now to the country that very much did show up. Prime Minister Narendra Modi landed in Johannesburg to a welcome that felt more festival than file push. Dhols, chants, tricolors held high, garlands, and South African hosts greeting him with a proper namaste along with the formal handshake, blending African rhythm with an Indian gesture in one frame. Inside the session, the tone switched to hard policy, India pushing for fairer debt treatment for developing countries, climate finance that actually reaches vulnerable economies, disaster-resilient infrastructure, and a bigger global role for India's digital public infrastructure model. UPI, Aadhaar link services, and other DPI tools as plug-and-play solutions for partner nations. Of course, diplomacy has its own agenda and then it has its viral moments. The latest melody clip practically edited itself. During and around the family photo, cameras pick up Prime Minister Modi and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni sharing an easy handshake, broad smiles in a short, relaxed exchange. No drama, no stiffness, just a visibly comfortable equation between two leaders who have already locked in a long-term India-Italy roadmap. There's no fresh mega deal announced on the spot, but the body language says the partnership is in good place, and the internet, as usual, does the rest. But it's not only Europe in India's stream. On the sidelines, PM Modi also met Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, adding an Indo-Pacific chapter to the day's story. Trade and investment, defense cooperation, critical minerals, education and technology ties are all on the talking points. The kind of conversation that doesn't always look dramatic on camera, but quietly shapes how supply chains, security and student flows will work in the next few years. Visually, day one reinforced one thing. Even in a summit where some of the biggest powers dialed down, India booked solid. In the room, on the agenda, and even in those little viral moments that everyone ended up talking about. Keep watching the Central Post for more.